If you're getting ready for the IELTS test, there's a pretty good chance that one specific worry has been nagging at you, a little doubt that can seriously mess with your confidence.
Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. You hear those accents in the listening tests, you see the UK spelling in the official books, and you start thinking, is my English what the examiners are really looking for?
Well, I am here to tell you right now that this belief is a complete myth. And in this explainer, we are going to bust it wide open using the test's own official logic.
So, where does this whole idea even come from? It's actually pretty understandable. The IELTS test started in the UK, so of course, a lot of the official materials, the sample answers, and the listening tracks use British English. But here's the thing, origin does not equal preference.
The real truth is, IELTS isn't looking for a specific accent from a specific country. It's designed to see how well you use what we call global English. The clear, functional language that's used in international universities, in workplaces, and at airports all over the world. To really get this, we need to be crystal clear on what we're talking about. So let's break down the actual difference between British English and the global English that IELTS is really testing. This slide shows it perfectly. See, British English is tied to a specific place, the UK, with its own words like flat or petrol. But global English, it's not about where you're from, it is all about function. The real test is just this. Is your English clear enough for anyone from anywhere to understand you?
And this just drives the point home, doesn't it? Just think about it for a second. If IELTS actually demanded perfect British English, why on earth would thousands of universities in the US, or the Canadian immigration system, or employers all across Asia rely on it? The answer is they wouldn't. They accept it because it's a solid measure of clear international communication skills.
Okay, so if that's what they don't want, what actually gets you a high score, especially in the speaking test? Let's dive into what examiners are really trained to listen for.
If it's not your accent, and it's not your British vocabulary, and it's not your spelling, then what is the one thing that truly matters? It's this one word, intelligibility. Can you be understood easily? That is the absolute heart of the pronunciation score. It's not about sounding like you're from London. It's about being clear to a listener from literally anywhere. This is the examiner's golden rule. It's the question they're constantly asking themselves in their head while you're talking. If the answer is yes, then your accent, whether it's Indian, Filipino, Nigerian, or American, is completely 100% fine. If the answer is no, that's when your score drops. It really is that simple. And hey, here's a huge warning. Trying to fake a British accent is one of the worst things you can do. Why? Because it often makes you hesitate, it breaks your fluency, and your pronunciation just gets all inconsistent and weird. An examiner will always give a higher score to someone who is speaking clearly and confidently in their own natural accent.
So how does this actually apply to your vocabulary and your spelling in the test? Well, it all comes down to one simple but really powerful rule.
Look, it doesn't matter if you say flat or apartment, petrol or gas. Both are totally correct. What looks a little messy is when you mix them up. Saying you live in an apartment near the petrol station just sounds a bit confused. If you pick one system and stick with it, it shows you have control and command of the language. And the exact same logic applies to spelling in the writing test. Spelling color with a U is perfect. Spelling color without a U is also perfect. But writing color in one sentence and then favorite in the next, well, it makes your writing look careless. Consistency is everything.
Okay, so let's put all of this together into a way smarter strategy. Chasing a fake British accent is a huge waste of time you could be spending on things that will actually raise your score. It is time to shift your focus from imitation to real, genuine communication. This is what high scorers actually do. They don't sound British, they sound prepared. They speak with clarity, they use words they're comfortable with, they keep their spelling consistent, and most importantly, they just focus on getting their message across. Let this be your new mantra. Seriously, every time you start to worry about your accent, just remind yourself of this. The entire test is designed to answer one question. Can you communicate effectively in an international English-speaking world? So, own your accent. It is part of who you are. Focus all your energy on being clear, on being coherent, and on being confident. Because in the end, that is what the IELTS test is truly all about.